My name is Abby Jones. I was a resident at the YMCA for 9 months.
My name's Cameron. I was a resident on 2 different occasions. The first time was for about 12 months and the second was about 10 months.
My name is Leo Borowski. I've lived here at the YMCA for about 3 years now, going on as a volunteer.
I'm Peter Marshall. Been in the YM about 9 months now.
It was either here or being on the streets.
So my reasons for the stays in the YMCA, being kicked out of my parents' house. I think it was a year before my GCSEs, so I would have been 14, maybe turning 15. I slept in the train station for about 7 to 10 days because I had nowhere to go. One of my friend's mothers introduced me to the place, and that got me my place here.
I didn't really know how to reach out to a lot of organisations. I'm only here because my mum had been here before and I'd seen how much it helped her, and she really wanted me to get in here to try and get myself back on my feet.
Being that young, it was quite a big challenge because I was also, like, as well as trying to revise for exams and stuff like that, I was obviously trying to find places to live.
I learnt to adapt really quickly. Most of them I became friends with, and we just all had this little community going on. And it's really nice to see that you young people have this type of community in a place of communal living.
Since arriving at the YM, I've felt very welcome. I've always got along with every resident that's come and gone in between my stay.
Well, during my stay, I was put onto a list for an ignition property, which is obviously owned by the YMCA. When I was 2 months pregnant with my daughter, so I stayed there literally just over a year, and it was quite good.
The first time they helped me get a very good job. They helped me get my own flat. They helped me get the job that I had to pay for the flat. Helped me, like I said, with my university application, and then they helped me with my uni accommodation there too.
So the service that I found most helpful towards me was the nutrition course that we did on a Wednesday night. It was the joys of being able to build on my nutrition, on my cooking skills, which are able to help me to be able to move into my own place and cook for myself.
There's been a lot of great projects and services here. I finally started doing the walks again. I realised how much I missed them and how good it was for just trying to get out the YM a little bit, and sort of little things like that make a big difference.
A typical day staying at the YMCA would be coming downstairs. They've got a nice community area where you can play pool. They've got computers in there where you could put music on, watch videos, do whatever you really wanted. And then the majority of the days there's some kind of event going on. Play golf, play football, takes us out to different places.
It goes as fast as you push yourself to get out of here and get your life back on track. I actually took the first couple of months just to try and get myself figured out again.
A lot of people do speak to one another regardless if they're friends or not. It's sort of like a friendly hello, goodbye, like YMCA and the residents and the staff, everyone gets along. I still have them relationships. I come back and it's like coming back home in a way.
Living in a communal kind of building has grown my confidence. When the groups and the quizzes and stuff are on, you're in like quite a close-knit group, so you end up having quite a few conversations with the other people taking part and the people running it. With the health and wellbeing person here, if there's something specific that 1 or 2 people wanted to do, we try and like influence that into the plans for the events that were put on.
The swimming, the golf. One I really did like was the quiz night that we do every Friday. One of the things that got me out on a Friday to come down and do something.
I'm a lot more open to try and understand someone's situation, even if I don't agree with it. If I thought I knew better, I'd tell you, and stuff like that. Becoming more compassionate helped me to realise sometimes it's best to listen, which is something I'm really grateful for.
My overall confidence to speak to people, and I think my general motivation for daily tasks or big tasks in the long run such as like applying for uni and stuff like that.
I now have my own 2-bedroom house with my daughter. And to be fair, if it wasn't for the YMCA and coming from here into an Ignition property, I probably would not have my house.
The confidence, the motivation, I feel like they've both grown very heavily since my stays here. Better as a chef, I feel like I could cook a lot more different meals than I could when I first arrived here.
I think I'm about 3 months in of not living here anymore, and it's still scary, but the YMCA helped me be able to put my financial skills into set.
I found I picked up some skills with public speaking and group leadership, I would say. It really gave me a bit of networking and stuff, and I'm a lot more confident speaking publicly. I would definitely say I've become a lot more of a team leader than a team player. I'm also far more patient, and that's as a result of them having patience with me.
I've been just generally a lot happier, and that was due to like encouragement.
The support from the YMCA has been phenomenal, and I say that as someone who expected not that much. On the front of the YM, the building itself, when you go past it, it's a very different image to when you're inside.
It's a very, very, very good sense of community here. Like everyone gets along, and I think the relationship between the staff and the residents is a very positive thing.
Like, we learn off our elders, which is great for that, because the older people are giving the younger people the development skills to be able to be on their own and not be in the place that they put themselves into.
Before the YMCA, I wasn't, even before I was homeless, I wasn't much in the sense of a communal person. Living in the YM was a bit of a shock. However, I take a lot more pride now in being a liked figure amongst the general consensus, and I like being involved and just a lot more aware of what other people are around me, because there's a range of people here at a range of ages as well.
I've made a couple of relationships in this building. One of them I still have to this day. He comes around my house every single day. We have the best friendship. Staff relationships, I keep my staff relationships really good as well. I've kept in touch with them as much as I can about my day-to-day life, with what I'm doing at the moment, from if I have an issue they might be able to help me with.
When I came here, I was a very different person, very closed off, and I found someone that I would never have done anywhere else, which has to be the best take of all as I leave this place. Residents-wise,
it was mainly people that I could speak about with football, because I just love a good chat about football. But there was probably 3 or 4 staff members that I could see myself being friends with, like if I'd have met them on the outside when I needed someone to speak to, or just general help with something. They were always there for me, and it was very nice to see.
It's made me a lot more conscious of what's going on, not just like what on my doorstep, but my town. What businesses, how businesses work in here, what are the opportunities for young people. And it's another aspect of me I didn't know I even found interesting, was my care for youth activism, which is definitely something that's as a result of this community and the YMCA.
Making each other laugh, being there for people when they can be. I know it's hard for people to be around, it's hard to stay around the same people day in, day out, especially when you're in a building like this. But we keep our spaces when we need it, and people respect that, and that's good.
I'd say the YMCA feels like a home because of the general relationships between everyone. All the staff are always very happy. We're always happy to see you, happy to hear how you're getting on. The overall chemistry of the entire building definitely makes it feel like quite a home.
I want to give my daughter the life that I never had. I want to take her on holiday. I want to put a mortgage on a house and eventually buy a house.
I'd say my overall goals and aspirations for the near future and far future are obviously doing well in uni, graduating, and then doing my masters straight after that too, getting my masters in physio, and then going straight into working into physiotherapy. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time.
I'm still with the YMCA volunteering, which I want to still stick at. I want to continue working in the cafe, and hopefully that might lead to a job, maybe working with youth groups or working with youth organisations still. So fingers crossed.
Being able to talk publicly, I think, is something I didn't have before. I didn't have that conviction when I talked, and that's something that's going to help me very well in my new career, as well as any other projects or initiatives I want to be involved in once I leave the YMCA.
It's hard when you've got a learning disability, but you have to push that aside. The skills that I've learnt from here have helped me be able to push put my disability into an ability.
The main thing is definitely keeping on top of mental health, keeping rights from wrongs, knowing rights from wrongs, and doing the right thing for myself and my daughter.
It's very easy to get down when the bills are due and everything like that. My main focus now is, I remember what the streets were like. That's kind of my motivation. I don't really want to end up there. The best part is I'm moving in with my girlfriend. To me, I've won the lottery. In terms of being grateful for what I have, a great place and my girlfriend, there's nothing in the world worth losing that. So I would say that's the positive reinforcement I'm going to be using for myself.
We are a good sense of community. We are a good place to be able to help young people move on.
The advice is to go for it. It's 110% better than being on the streets. There's a lot of people that think that there isn't help out there and there isn't someone to reach out to, but that's where the block is.
If I found someone wanting to seek some support from the YMCA, I would definitely say to just do it. The support and help they offer is, in my opinion, second to none. It's amazing. If I ever needed support or help with anything, they were always there.
If you're brave enough to ask for it, because it is a hard deal asking anyone for help, it's admitting you've failed, which isn't the end of the world. It's good that we failed, we learn from it. And in the YMCA crew, there was so much help. And I, before coming here, was so closed off from that sort of support.
Speaking to my dad and my granddad about it at the time, they were in the group of this generalised stigma that there was a lot of drugs, a lot of it was just kind of considered a place to just kind of do nothing with your life. But if there was someone on the outside that I could help, I would say to just definitely go for it, because it's, in my opinion, almost the opposite of what people perceive it to be.
Living here was a nice experience, something that I cannot keep as like a remembrance of where I once was to where I am now.
If anyone is ever in a position where they might need somewhere or people to speak to or get a bit of help from, this place is perfect for it.
I just want to say, live life to the fullest.
I think places like the YMCA crew is a genuinely lucky break. There's not many places that do it with the care that YMCA has, with the investment in your character so that you don't have to come back to the situation, that you can be better yourself, not just get better.
The perspective that I had was quite bad due to stigma around the place, the people and everything, but that's changed now, like since being a resident and residing in one of the properties. Don't judge a book by its cover, because the YMCA is definitely not what it's made out to be, and the people aren't what they're made out to be. Like, yeah, some people come out of prison and they come to places like this, but that doesn't make the place bad. Like, it doesn't make the people in it bad. It is just the situation, and they provide excellent support.